Given that the drug is a problem here, even on this campus, I talked with County Prosecutor Tim Bookwalter, Superior Court Judge Denny Bridges, and Circuit Court Judge Matt Headley about meth.
I used to be the prosecutor, and I can remember when the first person was arrested with this. I still even remember his name, and I didn't even know what it was.
8 years ago, probably, it really started peaking. It'll peak in Valley. The meth use, how it's made, how it's used, depends on how hard we crack down. And then meth, because meth was more of a rural creation. Yeah. You can go to your local Walmart or your TSC out here and pretty much buy what you need to make it. So, and it smells a lot to make, so meth really kind of came about more in the rural areas in places like Indianapolis.
Well, our local economy took a downturn in '86 or '87 when IBM left, and couple that with the way the economy is now, meth is very cheap to manufacture. And the thing is, because of, and it seems to be more in the western part of the county. The western part of the county has a lot of cliffs and valleys and hills and hollows, where the eastern part of the county is more flat. It's much easier to hide. And in fact, my buddies and I were riding horses last year, and we found a meth lab.
I think it's omnipresent. It used to be you had the cookers. Now it's either you or a close friend that's making it.
And they're much more clandestine than they used to be. As you said, it's just smaller, and they can conceal it better than they ever did before.
You know, the old movie theory that you got to go after the major dealer probably isn't happening anymore.
The manufacturing methods have become quicker, easier, cheaper, and more importantly, now portable. Used to manufacture meth, they would set up a meth lab, very much like a still back in the 30s out in the country, in a secluded area, and they manufacture meth there after the anhydrous ammonia was stolen from farmers, and all the batteries and the pseudoephedrine had all been purchased or stolen. How it's kind of morphed into now is what they call rolling meth labs. They make them in the backseat of a car now.
I think it's pretty prevalent everywhere. I don't know a place. I talk to judges throughout the United States whenever I have an opportunity to, and we all pretty much say the same thing, and it's everywhere.
The problem is these amphetamines that can be bought at stores like this, your local Kroger's, or at your local gas station like McClure's.
What we found guys doing was they'd get a carload of guys in Terre Haute, and they'd come to Terre Haute, Brazil, Greencastle, and they hit all three pharmacies here, Walmart, Kroger's, and CVS, and they would each buy as much as they could.
So if you wanted to go to the Citgo station and buy 3 boxes of pseudoephedrine, you could do that, and then you could go to the McClure station across the street and do it. The people at Citgo have no idea, and you could spend all day or all weekend doing that.
03 through about 06 or 07, the numbers doubled every year. And then when we cut out the amphetamines, they went down about 90%.
Because of our legislature, when you buy pseudoephedrine, for example, you can only buy, you're limited to the amount that you can buy, and you have to sign a register. And that register then is, I don't know if it's daily or weekly, I can't recall now, is forwarded to the state police intelligence section.
Because amphetamines have been closely regulated, I talked with our state representative Jim Baird on a recently passed bill in the state legislature that addressed the need to curtail chemical compounds and their role in making methamphetamine.
And that deals with synthetic drugs. Yeah. And those drugs, including bath salts, are you might have a better term for it, but to me they're derivatives or very similar compounds. And one of the things that Bill 1196 that has met with a positive response from prosecutors and law enforcement is that the Board of Pharmacy has the right to make an emergency rule. And one of the discussions that I remember is that some of these compounds you can make just the slightest alteration, and then they still have the same impact or effect. Is that I felt comfortable with this bill. It had input from law enforcement. I've had feedback from prosecutors and law enforcement that has indicated that allowing the Board of Pharmacy to make those emergency rule decisions is beneficial. So,
along with Representative Baird's House Bill 1196, Senate Bill 0444 outlines clear ways to curtail methamphetamine use, something that, thanks to our local government, has severely decreased over the past couple of years.